Do. We're doing Pat Chat, baby, tonight. All right, what are we doing? We're doing Pat Chat, baby, tonight. Yo, what's going on? Welcome back, everybody. All right, what's going on, everybody? So we're going to be talking about some interesting topics, which would be more relating to like AI music. So I'll wait till everybody gets in here. Faz says, "I was playing guitar right now." You played guitar for that whole time? I thought you said your guitar is broken. What's going on here? What's happening? Yeah, what's happening here? Normal says, "How do you feel about Scott Pilgrim, Pat?" It's a great movie. I think it's really good. I never read the comics, but the movie's great. I know a lot of people pick on Scott Pilgrim, and they're like, he's evil, and this movie's terrible because of a lot of different things. I think it's a great movie. The music's phenomenal. The storyline's really fun. There's a lot of things in it that are just really, really enjoyable. That I think is great. The people that get really mad about how Scott's kind of a loser and he's a bad person. I mean, he's the protagonist, but that being said, it's very weird how the people focus on that movie because he's not like a hero, but he's just like an annoying. He's kind of an annoying guy, but he's trying to do something, and you're like, what is he? He's trying to find a girl, right? That's like the whole plot. He's trying to find Ramona, and then he just like, oh wow, I'm kind of a shitty dude, and it's like, yeah, that's the movie. So I don't get why people like point that out. It's like, hey, Scott Pilgrim kind of sucks. It's like, yeah, he kind of does. That's like the whole point is that he has like somewhat of an arc. It's more about the video gaminess. It's equivalent to like Super Mario Brothers. That's like watching Super Mario Brothers and being like, Mario's kind of a jerk. And it's like, well, he's just trying to get the lady. That's like the whole thing. And it's like, I think people are too hyper focused on that. And I mean, to be fair, that wasn't a good analogy. But that being said, we got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. I want to show you guys some songs, and I want you to tell me if you like them or not. So I'm going to put some songs up. I was going to put them on my computer, but it wasn't letting me log in. So I'm just going to play it on my phone because it doesn't matter. It's not like the quality of the song matters necessarily. It's just what the writing is. You let me know if you like this. Is that cool? Can I show you guys some music? Let me know what you think of it. Was it this one? Nah, that song sucks. Let me go back. Is it the first one? I think it's the one I liked. That sound bad? Okay, good.
Shadows crawl on the empty walls. Whispers crack in the midnight halls. Breathing slow like the air is thick. Every step feels heavy, sick. Screaming loud till the sky breaks apart. Rip the sky.
Is this cool? I want to get better. I want to plug it into my phone, but can I log into this? I got to figure out how to log into this. I'm sure that sounds really shrill. Please let me log in. Manage account. Oh, jeez. Okay, I won't be able to do it. Oh, well. But that being said, I want you to, we'll pull some other music. We'll pull something else. I want to get your guys' opinion. If you guys got questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I'm going to be talking for a little bit. If you want to interrupt me, though, you can send a donation. I'll try to answer your question as best I can. Okay, here we go. Let me know what you guys think of this song. Do you guys like this song? Vibey? It's really pretty. Is it cranberries? Nope, it's not cranberries. $2 Bill says, Pat, how do I tell my guitarist that he's out of the band? Ooh. Let me think about it. I want you guys to listen to this. Brian says, what other hobbies do you have? You like the song, St. Jimmy? I like rock climbing. I like cars. I like cooking. I like what else do I like? Other than guitars. That's pretty much it. Cooking, rock climbing, cars. I like those. Wow, Madsy got it. Yeah, this is the AI band you're listening to. I wanted to see if anybody would have noticed it without me saying anything. Fart says, you ain't climbing rocks that way? Yeah? Come see me, buddy. Come see me in person. There's like a bunch of videos of me rock climbing, buddy. Anyways, yeah, that's an AI. That's an AI band you guys were vibing out to. Can you guys believe that? Can we talk about AI music for a second? That is not a real band. What you just listened to was not real. That is a fake AI band. And I'll be honest, it's very pretty sounding. It's very beautiful. But at the same time, when you listen to certain things, you could kind of tell with the quality, but you could easily also just be like, well, that's just probably like low quality recording stuff. Yeah, that was an AI song. You guys were like, this is pretty. What is it called? I want to listen to this. This is beautiful. Yeah. It's not that it's lifeless. I'm going to tell you right now, the problem with it is that there are certain qualities to the vocals. We'll listen to it again. What if it wasn't AI and I was just tricking you? Pay attention to the vocals. That's what gives it away the most. The vocals are kind of like whispery, but for some reason it sounds like it's two different people singing at points, and then it's like one person singing. We'll listen to this. Let me back it up. Yeah, it's like a low quality. Like it's not very sharp sounding, is it? It's very strange. Isn't that bizarre? Isn't that bizarre? Somebody recreated Nevermind and made it a 70s psychedelic album. I believe it. Yep. Mad says AI music is stupid because of the point of music is that it's creative. Well, here's what's interesting. I'm not going to defend AI music in the respect that, like, I think it's good. But I will say most of the things people are saying are kind of, they don't really matter. I think that AI music sounds really interesting. Most of the time, most people can't tell anyways. But the idea is that once you learn to pick some stuff out, you can kind of identify it. But it still sounds like a band. It still sounds like music. But the reason it's bad is because it's completely removing the ability for people to make music. Because if you have these two objects, right, one is a penny and one is like $100, you're going to buy, if they're almost the same quality, you're going to buy the penny one. Or if it's even free, you know what I mean? So that's why it's dangerous, is because it's not just, some people like to say, oh, well, VHSs got replaced by DVDs. It's just technology. It's like, I get your argument, but this is not just one item being obsolete. It is an entire industry being obsolete. We're talking people selling guitars, buying guitars. We're talking about people making amplifiers. We're talking about people playing the music. We're talking about people recording the music. We're talking about people mixing it. We're talking about people. The entire industry is threatened by it, right? The engineering and the technology is brilliant. Like, it's amazing. The problem is that it doesn't solve an issue. It creates a bunch. So the technology ultimately is like impressive, but it's like trying to put a nuclear reactor in your car. It's way overkill, and it does way more harm than it does good. Does that make sense? See, Dwight says vinyl and CDs are obsolete. Yes, but vinyls still sell, so that's kind of a weird argument. But the point is that the industry in the entire realm of it, the entire realm of music is threatened. Does that make sense? But what I want to say is, I think it's going to correct itself. That song you were just listening to, I'll play it again. It's enjoyable. If I did not tell you it was AI, which I didn't, and you guys were like, this is great, you would have enjoyed it. The idea, though, is that you can just take that song. It's not copyrighted. There's no person that copyrighted it, right? So you could just take that song. So I think what's going to happen is it's going to correct itself by being so cheap and easy to make, it'll just be thrown in the trash. Does that make sense? Because it's going to be like, all right, well, whatever. It just doesn't matter. There's just like anybody could just steal the song and then try and do something with it. So that's why it'll fix itself. Yeah, nobody's going to care. There's just going to be too much. Let me show you another band real quick. You guys, I want you to listen to this, and I want you to tell me if it is a synthetic band or not. Is that okay? Can we do another one? Let's do another one. We'll do another band, okay? We'll do another one. I just want to see, because a lot of people will say, oh, it's this. Yeah, it creates more problems than it solves, $2. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. We'll listen to another band. Where is it? You guys tell me if this is an AI band or not, okay? We'll see what we can do for you. All right, this one. I think this one's good. Now, okay, we'll go to this one. Maybe this one. We'll try this one. All right, let me know. Jenna says AI. Well, let it listen to it. It was only been 10 seconds. We'll do a poll. Here, let me know in the chat. Do you think this is AI music, or do you think this is a real song? So 75% think it's AI. What's going on, Brand Solo? So far, it's 50-50. $2 says, guys, how can you tell it's just guitar? Just listen. Okay, we've got a minute 30 in there. It's real amateur. Okay. Anyways, so that is. Wow, it looks like half the people. How many people voted? So half the people are wrong. Interesting. So half of the people who heard that are wrong. Can we talk about that for a second? How confident are you in your answer? Because I see most people saying no by 53% on the poll. 47% said it was fake. 30 people voted. So it was real. That is a real song. If you said that was fake, wrong. But I'll play another song. We'll play another song. Let's see if this is real or fake. Okay, we'll play another one. I want to know what you guys think. Let me see here. We'll play another song. Let me look through here. All right, here we go. You let me know.
I know what I said, but I did it again. And I know I'm not wrong, alright. I'll show what I mean when I see you in dreams. And I can't get you off my mind. If someone is wrong, but it's all in a song.
What do you guys think? AI or not? Okay, we got a minute there. Half, again, it's about 50-50. So let me see here. 19 people voted. Moby says sounds very off. AI, no, 52%. 47% said yes, it's AI. That is not AI. That is another one. So if you said it was AI, nope, you're wrong again. So I don't know why you thought that was AI. So, all right, you guys can keep asking questions. We're doing something here real quick. We're trying to decide if something is AI or not. Does that make sense? Yeah, we'll decide if something is AI or not. All right, let's see. All right, let me know if this is AI or not. Ready?
Goes with no command. Velvet boots
halfway there. Jenna says you're killing me, Pat. What did I do?
Drums of thunder, distant sound. Promises in static blue. Echo loud in silent room.
All right, we're approaching 1 minute.
Float away, don't close your eyes. Smoke is written.
That is AI. You guys suck at this. That is AI. That is 100% AI. You guys are not doing very good. So far, 3 out of 4 of them have been a 50-50. The one you thought was real, or at least 10% more, was fake. I will point out the point where you can go, oh yeah, that is fake. Watch. Listen to the voice is the one that's the easiest to hear.
Drums of thunder.
How many people are singing?
Distant sound.
Listen to him go, sound.
Of thunder, distant
Sound.
promises in static blue.
It sounds like two people singing, but then it doesn't. It's very strange. So I want to point out and say thank you to everybody that participated in just a couple AI things. Thank you. You didn't have to vote, and you did. But you guys are terrible at it. No offense. And in a year or two, you are not going to be able to tell at all. So I just wanted to talk about that. So the idea is that a lot of people are listening to music these days, and you're going to be second-guessing yourself. You are going to be second-guessing yourself. And that's not that you're necessarily bad at this. It's just that you don't know how to listen to it. And you're not really, even when you're looking for it, imagine if you weren't looking for it. Imagine if I just had that in the background. Imagine if I just had that in the background. You guys would never know. So I'm not going to say what the bands are because I don't want to get them like any more plays than they are. But it is interesting. It is very interesting how you guys listened to it and you were like, it sounds good. I like it. And it's not bad. It's not. I'm not going to try, I'm going to crucify you for that. But it is interesting how easily you guys were just like, well, it sounds fine to me. Just because it sounded good. So it's very interesting. But I want to hear everybody's opinion. I want to read some opinions here. Would you guys like legitimately buy a song if it was AI? What would you do? What would you do? If you found out it was AI, would you still buy it if it was on a vinyl? Would you do that? Have you done that? Lucas says yeah. Orion says no, sir. Lucas says yes. Why would you buy it? Because you just enjoy it? You don't care how it's made? Tax says I don't think so, but maybe. Yeah, for the people who would buy it, let me know. Jonathan says no unless I like the song. That's so bizarre to me. Because you know the money's not going to a band. It's going to a person who pressed a button, right? Brian says no on general principle. Cost says if it sounded exactly like Acid Bath. How does Acid Bath sound? I can't think of that. But that is funny how people are like, yeah, if it sounds good, I'll just buy it. I don't care how it's made. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how people are so quick to throw it away. Cost says sludge metal. I had a feeling, dude. Weird says no, nobody actually worked on it if it was an actual person when they spent the time to make it. Well, here's what's funny. A person did probably sit at a computer and like really, put in prompts and tried their best to get something that sounded good. And to be fair, to play devil's advocate, it does sound good. Can we listen to that one more time? Can we put that on?
Echo loud in silent room.
It sounds cool.
Float away, don't close your eyes. Smoke is written in the skies. Sing the lie they made you learn. Let it burn, let it burn.
I want you to think about that. It sounds generic. I think I agree with L on that a little bit. It does sound generic, but I'll play another one for you. Hold on. I'll play another one. Let me know if you like this one. Landon says, what would you do, Patrick? I'll tell you. Yeah, it does feel, I will say this, it does feel strange. Yeah, let me know if you like this one.
In the light before the dawn, shadow snake in my peripheral.
You guys like this?
You see, I hope it will go on and on. And when the curtain
That's a very good point,
calls
Mr. LC.
done, morning always comes.
That's David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. If you guys thought that was fake, that's real. That was not a test. I just asked if you liked it. I didn't say it was AI. This is like a very, what is it called? What's that one game? I didn't say, what's that one game where you say that you have to say the person's name or whatever? Hold on. I'm blanking on it. What is the name of that game? Simon Says. This is very Simon Says. I didn't say Simon Says. Yeah, if you like that. I actually really like that song. But yeah, that's David Gilmour. Yeah, that's his new album. It's really good. If you like Pink Floyd, you should check it out. It's really good. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, it is probably the best album since Pink Floyd broke up, for sure. You should check it out. It's called Luck and Strange. But anyways, that's what I want to point out. Just because I said I'm talking about AI doesn't mean that was AI. Everybody that just bounced on, just destroyed David Gilmour's new album. That was really funny. Dude got slimed. Anyways, Orion says, I thought you did say it was AI. Nope. I just said, do you like this? I said, do you like this song? Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a second. I think on principle, just like, who was it? Mr. LC show said, this sounds like people. Dude, got it. Nailed it. But Mr. LC said, because nobody's actually performing anything, it would feel wrong to purchase it. I actually completely agree with that. I don't think I would ever purchase a AI song or AI band or AI picture, any of that. So the idea is it just looks pretty terrible. So Brianna says, this guy looks like the Disney Hunchback. Oh, dang. Oh, no, my day's ruined. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Hey, honey. Yeah, your kid's in here in the chat again. Yeah, can you come get her? Yeah, I can't see you tonight. I'm sorry. I'm doing the show. No, I can't talk. Can you just come pick him up? All right. Thank you. Bye. All right. Anyways, let's keep playing some chat. So what do you got here? I don't know why your kid's in the chat. But okay, so isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting how we could not tell between one or the other with accuracy? That's the important part. With accuracy. It's very important that, because anybody could just guess, right? You can just guess. You'll get about 50%. We did not have any accuracy there. It's very interesting. So, you know what's even funnier is one of those songs was mine. That was really funny. Somebody said, "Why does it sound like you?" And I was like, "It was me." So, but okay. So let's go with some questions. What do you guys? You guys have any questions? You guys got anything? Anything? Anybody out there want to answer a question? Sorry, I wanted to go on like a little tirade there for a little bit. Yeah, the AI thing. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Jonathan says, "What's your second favorite band?" Oh, because you know Nirvana's my favorite. I would say it's either Radiohead or Deftones. Pretty much. I've listened to them the longest and the most. It's pretty much a tie. Brand Solo says, Pat, to be fair, it's be cool for you to be put behind your own blind test. Oh, you want me to take a blind test of the music? Okay. I don't know how you'll do that, but I would just have to I'd have to do it myself and be honest. NPC says, you like the Strokes? I do. They are enjoyable. I like the earlier records better than the later ones, but that's usually how it goes. Braden says, do you play video games? If you do, what's your favorite video game? All right, I'll tell you what. We're going to go over my favorite video games. I want to see what you guys think. I have a whole list. I think I've talked about these before. You let me know what you think. Favorite games of all time. Ready? We're just going to go through them real quick. Here we go. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Diablo 2. Halo, Halo 2. The Grand Theft Auto trilogy, like the originals. Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion. Metroid Zero Mission. AM2R. Battlefield 2, 3, and 4, Mass Effect 2, StarCraft, Brood War, Warcraft 3, Counter-Strike, Doom, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3, Stardew Valley, Skyrim, Oblivion, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Elden Ring, Divinity, Original Sin 2, Half-Life and Half-Life 2, Need for Speed Underground, Burnout 3, Yoshi's Island, Kirby's Dream Land, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Minecraft, Pokemon Blue, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, the early builds of Overwatch, Fable, Valheim, Baldur's Gate 3, Dishonored, and Wolfenstein. The 2016? Yep, there you go. Those are some of my favorite games of all time. I know more games that I really enjoy, but those are the ones I just, I could play at any time. Those are my favorite. Moby says, you already got me with Zelda and Stardew Valley? Oh, yeah. Shaq says, do you watch wrestling? No, I do not. But I always wanted to meet somebody who's like super into wrestling so they could explain to me the appeal, because I never really understood it. Tax says, do you know the Destiny franchise? I do. I chose not to play it. I heard two big buzzwords with that game, and it was just like, I don't know, man. Something about this sounds bad. Something about this sounds really bad. So the idea is that as soon as they said free updates forever, I went, that doesn't sound right. And then as soon as they said there will be no sequels, it'll just be this game. And I went, I don't believe you. And I was right on both of those. So I was right on both. They did stop, and they did have a update where it was like, all right, you got to do Destiny 2. So I really got them. So I saw through that immediately. Yeah, Bungie hasn't been the same since Halo 3 or Reach. So, yep, I'm talking about video games. I mean, we're just talking about whatever. But I mean, I know more about guitar, music, and streaming than I do video games. But I do know I play a lot. So, but it's kind of how it goes. Meter says, "Oh, Pat, I met Mankind. It was sick. People say I look like Mankind, which is really funny." Have you played Undertale or Deltarune? I played Undertale for about 10 minutes, and I got kind of bored. And I kind of guessed the ending, which was really funny. Well, not the ending, but the fact that gave you a choice to attack stuff, I was like, I bet you that's like a big thing. I bet you there's like a ending where you like don't attack anybody. And my cousin was the one showing me, and he's like, what the hell? I was like, I don't know. Just why would they give you the option? Why would you give the other option? That, and it's like, if you watch Donkey, this is why I had to stop watching Donkey. Donkey would spoil games, and I'd be like, I can't watch him anymore. So, yeah, it was one of those things where you just can't. Everybody watches Donkey, right? Yeah. I'll have the spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah, Donkey's funny, but yeah, I couldn't stand him spoiling games. It was really annoying. Orion says, do you ever get your right solo? What? Can you try that again? Do you you're right? What? That's a bizarre one. Yeah, but here's the thing. A lot of you guys ask me questions that are almost like yes or no questions. Can you guys try? I want to just to coach you a little bit. When you ask yes or no questions, it's really easy for me to just be like no, and then I just move on. That's why I don't answer every question, because a lot of the questions are like yes or no questions. A lot of times, I think the best questions are like opinion-based. Like, what do you think of this franchise? Or what do you think of this company? Or what do you think of this? Because then I could give my opinion. If you say, can you recommend me something? Then it's like, I can't really do that because I don't know what you like and dislike. Does that make sense? Orion says, do you write your solos or improvise them when making music? Oh, both. A lot of times I'll do what Eddie Van Halen used to do. Eddie Van Halen would listen to the song and then try and improvise over it. And then he'd be like, oh, I like this part. And then he'd listen to it again and try a different solo. And then he'd take out that part. And then he would just combine whatever he liked the most. Some of the solos on the new record from my band Finals, some of those songs I really did do the solo in one take. I'll show you guys one of those solos real quick. One of these solos I 100% did in one take. which was not that they're not recorded in one take, but I mean, like, I literally was like, I just feel like playing this, and I went, oh, that's perfect. I don't have to do anything else. Let me see here. I think Running the Wrong Way. Let me just play this. This might be loud, so if you have headphones on, sorry, but okay, I got it. This solo I did in one take. I'll let it play for a second.
I feel like I've been saying the wrong things. I feel like I've been running the wrong way.
So that's how it sounds. I'll skip to the solo.
That's why
That was straight off the dome, first try, and I went, "That sounds good." I just left it. So, yeah, that was one of those songs. There's a couple other songs where I just one take, and I went, "All right, sounds good." Other ones I had to like put together a little bit and write it out. But there's no one process, you guys. A lot of times when people ask me how I do something, there really is no one process. I mean, it's many different processes. Just like how when you have lunch, you just don't have the same thing for lunch every time. You'll have different things you want to try. You know what I mean? That's a big deal when you're playing music, is that, or when you're just doing anything. There's not usually one process on how you do something. You ever play those racing games? Does anyone play like a F1 style racing game where you have to like drive against your ghost? Like there'll be a ghost. That kind of shows you how different you do stuff every time. Like when you have a recording of yourself doing something, you'll often see you do make different decisions while you do whatever it is you're doing, driving, playing a song, etc. What you have to understand is when you're trying to make things, a lot of times the process does change according to what you need to do. I'll give you another example. I'll give you guys another example. When you're writing drums for certain songs, like for example, this song GPS, that's like really chaotic. I'll put this on. The idea is the drums are not the process of where you write those drums is not the same process as, say, this song, Dead Athletes. If you listen to how the drums come in, they don't go 100 miles an hour immediately. Notice how those had two completely different understandings. One was like fast and it hit the ground running, and this one was like boom, boom, boom. It was like slow and meandering. You have to understand when you write things, you have to find that path. You have to find what works for the song. And when you're writing things, when you're trying to learn things, when you're trying to do things, there is not typically one way to do it. So that's all I wanted to say. Any other questions? Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Let's see here. Orion says, Orion, that question was already answered. Sorry, buddy. I wish I could answer that again. I just don't feel like answering it again. If you look at yesterday's, I answered that. St. Jimmy says, hey, Pat, I wanted to get a Les Paul. What are your thoughts on them? I like them. I own them. I think most people are really inspired by them. St. Jimmy, you're probably getting a Les Paul Jr., so it's a little bit different. What's his name? Billy Joe Armstrong plays Les Paul Jr.'s. I like those, but they're very limited. Like you get one song, one sound out of that. That's it, which is kind of okay. I actually really like that idea. I feel limitations breed a lot of creativity. So like, if you think about it, if you have less things to do, Like, let's say you have a keyboard and you have a million knobs on the keyboard. You're going to be like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff I have to do. But let's say you now have a keyboard with like 3 knobs. One's volume, one's like how distorted it is, and the other one is how much reverb there is. Now it's simplified. Now it's like, oh, I only have a little bit of options. You could still make a beautiful sounding instrument and stuff. So I like simpler things. That's just, again, there's many ways to do things. I like doing things simply. I like having amps and guitars with less, but I don't like nothing. I don't like extreme limitation. I like some limitation. That's what I like. I like some limitation with what I'm doing. So, yeah, if you like a Les Paul, check them out. You got to sit with them. I like them, but my hands are different than yours. That's a big deal. Shaq says, what is your favorite band t-shirts? My own! I make my own band t-shirts. No, I do, but no. I think the coolest band t-shirts, Metallica has some really cool ones. Metallica has some really, really nice ones. Coheed and Cambria had some good ones. Deftones have some good ones. I think can we talk about this? The most disappointing merch I ever bought in my life was Joji. I love Joji, dude, but his merch sucks. It's terrible. I've never bought bootleg merch ever, but the only one I would consider buying bootleg merch for is Joji. Do you guys want to see what Joji's merch looks like? If you've never seen what Joji's merch looks like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's so bad. It's some of the worst in the business because you can't tell what it is. All you do is you look at it and you're like, what is this? Who is this? It's pretty bad. Let me look up the hoodie I bought. It was pretty bad. Abby says, hello. Where's the one that was just awful? Okay, here's a pretty good example. Oh, it's got 1 star. That's funny. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull this out so you guys can see it. This merch sucks. It's one of the worst merch in the business. Yeah, here we go. It looks kind of cool, but you can't tell who it is. Like, there's nothing. You'd have to know what Ballads 1 is. Like, I like the red. The red's sick, but you can't tell it's a Joji thing. Yeah, the Filthy Frank merch was way better. Oh, it was absolutely catastrophically way better. Let me see if there's anything else that's pretty good. Yeah, some of it's terrible. Like, what is this? What the hell is that? That looks like a baseball team. What is that supposed to be? That's not that. Where do you see Joji? You see Joji on that? No, you don't. You don't see anything that mentions what it is. It's terrible. Some of the worst merch ever made. Anyways. Yeah. I mean, it's cool, but it's not Joji. Does that make sense? Like, you don't know. Like, if I saw that, I would have to be an expert. I would have to be an expert in what that was. Because, like, you want people to be like, oh, I really like that band too. Basically, if you are a Joji fan, the thing you share is disappointment in the fact that you can't tell his merch from one versus another. Like, can we just get one that says Joji, like just barely Joji on it? Anyways, I'm just saying. I know there's other merch out there now, but in the beginning it was terrible. Like, what the hell is this? What is that? What is that? That looks cool, but again, it's not. Nobody knows what that is. Anyways. Terrible. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely nobody would know what that was. You want people to see it and be like, oh, can I show you guys my merch? Can I show you guys my merch? I want you guys to see my merch because I make all of it. Finals. Merch. I want you guys to tell me what you think. Some of it's funny, but most of it's like, it's pretty cool. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, if you know is pretty much that. But it's more like if you absolutely were on the email list or whatever. Products. Oh, I need to buy this shirt again. I actually left this shirt at somebody else's house. I'll show that later. Okay, we'll take a look at this. This is probably one of the better selling shirts. Whoops, it just says hoodie. Sorry, hold on. I actually own this. I own all the merch ahead of time. You're probably thinking, I can't see what it is. It's a DS. It's a DS2. Is that sick? Isn't that sick? It says finals on it. Is that the $100 one? No. Can we just say that looks pretty sick? Those are my settings too. So if you buy that, you can actually see what settings they are. What else we got? All right, let me look at another one. Oh, the fingerprint. The fingerprint I think is sick. This is the Chicago. It says finals in the fingerprint. Is that sick? I think that's way cooler. I mean, I was very happy with that. Isn't that awesome? I'm throwing shade at Joji, dude. What else we got here? Oh, this is one of my favorites too. The Nowhere Man. Isn't that just amazing looking? It's a memory man. What's funny is I can make two versions of this. One that says Memory Claim, which is the first album, and then Nowhere Man's a song. So I thought that was pretty cool. Look at that. Can we talk about that? Like can I just say that looks cool? I think it's awesome. All right, and then we have this one. This is the outline. That's me, but it says if you go back, it says finals. But if you look at it close, it's me. I thought that was pretty cool too. The blur. So that's on a shirt. That's a fun one. I own that one too. Can you guys see this? I feel like I made this too small. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll make that. See what that looked like. There you go. Isn't that cool? It's me, but when you really look at it, you're like, oh, it says finals. Okay. And then there's some joke ones. Oh, this is the hoodie. That says that's like the Nirvana font. If you look at it, it's the what's it called? Live Tonight Sold Out. It's like there's so many little Nirvana things everywhere. Oh, this one's for the people that don't like my band but like me. I want to support the people that like this stuff. You know what I mean? The BK Lounge. It says hamburger, please. Oh yeah, the mugs. Oh, we have stickers too. There's stickers. These are pretty cool. There's stickers if you want stickers. Oh, and the beans shirt. This is I still have this. It's me in a can of beans. Can we talk about that? Nobody's bought that in a while. I feel like people don't like it. Do people not like it anymore? If it was a Patrick Gnarly restaurant, we would just sell beans. Can we talk about that? You know what's even funny? Can I tell you guys a secret about this one? Here's a secret. I'm wearing a shirt of me. Like you can see it. Hold on. Can you see the white part? That's me on the shirt. So it's me wearing a shirt of me on a shirt. Does that make sense? Because I used to have a Justin Bieber shirt I would wear as a joke. So there you go. I think that's pretty cool. I'm waiting for the day that Bush's Baked Beans sends me a cease and desist and goes, "Hey, can you stop?" There's a literal candle in the dark. That's one of my songs. Is literally a candle. Can we talk about how meta that is? There's literally a candle in the dark. Listen to finals. This one sold pretty well. This one's really fun. Listen to finals. People like that one. What's it smell like? I don't know. I haven't bought it. I hear it just smells like vanilla. Like a little bit of vanilla. Oh, if it smelled like beans, that'd be funny. Oh, this shirt. This shirt's interesting. Because that's also a it's like a nod to my Sleepslin album. It says finals on it. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. I like that one. The silhouette. This one you got to be careful with. It's not that it's low quality or anything, but if you look at it, see how the entire front has like stuff on it. If you don't like hang that up, it gets like crinkly. So just so you know, if you buy that, it's not a bad quality. It's just there's a lot of stuff on the front, so it'll get crinkly if you don't like hang it up. I learned that the hard way. Oh, this is the $100 shirt. Somebody bought 2 of these. I swear on my life. Shout out to Kat. Somebody bought 2 of these. They're $100. I made this as a joke. It literally says, "Do not buy this." It literally says, "Do not buy this." But I have it there as a joke. Somebody literally bought. And you know what's even funnier? It's actually not JPEG'd out and blurry. Do I own one of these? No, I didn't want to buy it. I thought it was stupid. I don't want a picture like that. Who would buy that? Are you telling me you'd buy that? This is a joke item. Yeah, I thought it would look blurry and stuff. It actually looks okay. Yeah, somebody showed me it. Cat me showed me it. Isn't that funny? I still was like, are you serious? There's cups I made with MS Paint. There's a cup. You think you might buy it? Please don't buy it. This says it's for men only. I said they're gendered cups. I said this is extra manly man blue. Yeah, I made that MS Paint. That's my guitar. So, if you look at it, it's missing the headstock. It's got my microphone. Somebody bought one of these. That one's really funny. There's the Girly Pop Pink. Patrick Girly Pop Pink mug. So there's a pink one. So there, it just says LOL LMAO is the description. 6th grade. That's being very generous. Thank you. If you're just joining us, we're kind of screwing around. I'm showing all the merch. Well, it says Stay Gnarly. That's a patch you can buy. That's pretty fun. I don't think anyone's bought one of those. And then there's one that says, this is a sticker that just says Fart You. I like my merch. My merch is awesome. And it just says, why do we have this? It's like $9 for 3 stickers. That's $3 a sticker. That's robbery. But again, some of these are just, stupid. Some of these are just for fun. Oh, there's a mouse pad. Oh, there's actually more. There's more, isn't there? Could have swore there were more. Oh, that's right. Oh, the hats are sold out. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that till just now. The hats are sold out. Sorry. If you wanted a hat, they're sold out. Sucks to suck. Is anybody on the Discord? If anybody's on the Discord, just so you know, you get a discount on these. All right, enough of the merch plug. Let me see. I think I got a text from your mom. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it was your mom. I'm sorry. You don't want to see that. I know she's in the shower. Why do you think she's texting me now? Somebody's parents are watching this, and they're like, you can't watch Patrick Gnarly anymore. He's disgusting and profane. What's funny is your mom would be like, wait a second. What do you mean you can't watch that anymore? Your dad's just like, ooh, you better not be watching that Patrick Gnarly. Sorry. Any questions? Anybody else I feel like I was just talking about my merch for way too long. I'm sorry about that. My B. I'm gonna hit you with a my B on that. Wait, can I show off one more? This is the newest one I have. This one says corporate social media still sucks. Again, it's a Nirvana reference. Who would have thought? I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, let's see. Was there any questions? Anybody any topics they wanted to talk about? Because I talked about AI music and stuff earlier. And everybody completely exploded and had no idea how to do that. JDF says, how do you get a band together? If you're in school, which I would guess you are, you just literally talk to people, and you could have a sign. I used to bring a sign to college. I would sit out and have my guitar. And I'd have a sign that says, looking for band members. Let me know if you want to play music. And I would just play music. You know, I'd just be like... Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I've done, and I've met several people. There was a guy that brought his drum set to college where I went, and that's why I met most of the musicians I know today. Yeah, you literally have to just go out. But I will warn you, there is a time limit. If you are not in school, it gets harder. Like every passing day, you get to graduation from either college or high school, or middle school, or whatever it is, yeah, you're running out of time. Because if you try to meet people at work, that sucks. Because most of the people aren't your age, and the people that are your age, there's only a couple, and they probably don't play music because they're working all the time, and so do you. So, Double O says, let's talk about click tracks. Essential or no? Essential, no. I like using them because it makes it easier to edit. I think most people really just want to play in a live setting and just record that because that's how it's going to be played. But this is, again, one of those things somebody said earlier, how do I do this? There's no set method. Click tracks are great if you're like editing stuff digitally and trying to get things as easy to edit as possible. But it does lose some of that natural feel because there's like a little bit of a sway in tempo when people play music, even like live, obviously. But, yeah, some people play live with click tracks, like metal bands. I've seen it. It's incredible. And it makes perfect sense. You, like, the lights and stuff are all timed together. They have, like, the flames and stuff. It makes sense why people do that. I wouldn't do that. I would never do that because that would just take the fun out of it completely. But I see why some people do. So, necessary? No. But... yeah, it helps control tempo. Yes, it does, but I mean, it fluctuating like what, 5 BPM? Not a big deal. 10 BPM, it's like, you're getting a little weird. Over 10, it's like, all right, somebody needs to go back to learning how to play in time. So, oh man, but yeah, but when the bass drop hits, okay. Abby says, "Woo!" All right, I'll give you guys 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes. We got 7 more minutes of questions, and I got to get off. Ew. Any other questions? What do we got? What's my favorite song from Bleach? Either About a Girl or School. Yeah, you know what we haven't used in a while is this guitar. I haven't played this in a while. How'd the show go tonight? Pretty dang good. I had a good time. Let's get some metal going. Why'd that sound so bad? This guitar is out of tune. Nobody else has any questions? Silver says, hey, Pat, I asked my mom about getting a guitar, and we got into a fight. Why don't you just ask me? Ask me if you can get a guitar. Ask me right now. Do Floyd roses lose intonation? Depends on what you mean by lose it. I mean, by definition, when they lock and they shouldn't move, unless you're using the whammy bar, they shouldn't. But, I mean, if you're moving it a lot, there's probably a chance it'll get looser. Maybe a little bit closer, but it shouldn't. Let me put it this way. It's not supposed to. I can't imagine why it would unless you're doing something wrong. So, Whitechapel. Ooh, I do. I like Whitechapel. Whitechapel's cool. But I don't like listen to them often. But I do like them. My friend used to listen to them all the time. I'd drive in her car. Can I play any Metallica songs? No, I suck. Sorry, buddy. Do I know any Limp Bizkit? No. Sorry, Rax. I'm sorry, Razor. Your name's Razor. Tax says, bruh, I'm getting ghosted. What does that mean? Ooh, that sounded cool, actually. Hold on. Can we talk about, like, bending notes? Sounds so cool. Taxes, I asked a couple times, what was your I'm not going to answer just based off that whining. Pat, you didn't answer my question. Why didn't you answer my question? That's going to make me not want to answer your question. Razor says, you're the inspiration of my guitar career. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, buddy. You play acoustic and banjo? Yo, you play acoustic banjo. Oh, my graphics card has a driver update. That's good. Thank you so much for telling me that mid-show. Any tips for banjo? Oh, no, you play acoustic, banjo, and electric. You forgot a comma. You got to get your commas straight, buddy. Tips for banjo? Dude, shred it. Banjo is like one of the most obnoxiously stereotypical instruments of all time. If you could shred on a banjo, that's pretty cool. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree that if you see somebody just whipping on a banjo, you're just like, whoa, banjo's supposed to be kind of lame. That's pretty cool. It's like seeing someone play accordion really well. Like, that's cool. Like, let me put it this way. If you're good at anything, yo-yoing, backflip, well, backflips are cool. If you're bad at backflips, it's still pretty funny. Yo-yoing, tech deck, if you're like an expert on action figures, like if you're actually good at it, then it's cool. But if you're like just kind of good, it's like, that's embarrassing. You better be really good at banjo, dude. That's all I got to say. Draven says I can do a backflip. So can your mom. I'm sorry. I just keep doing. I can't help myself. My bad, dude. Sorry. You didn't even deserve that. I was like, bam, got him. She's too thick. Not the kind of backflips I've seen her do. Anyways, fastest Pat, what should I do? Oh, you didn't have to do that. No, unhide them. They're being nice. I was being rude. I can't help with your mom, dude. I can't help with your mom. Trust me, I've tried. Fast, you better figure it out. I can't do anything about it. Not through chat. I'm sorry, dude. Moby says, Pat, do you know the rumbling from the Attack on Titan intro? The song? Is that the name of the song, The Rumbling? No, but I've heard it. I don't want to play it on the show because I'm sure I'll get copyright destroyed, but Arctic Monkeys, Do I Want to Know? That's a good song. That's a great song. All right, we're almost out of time. You guys have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. I love all the people asking me, like, yes or no questions. Total waste of time. I'm sorry. Total waste of time. Come on, man. Hit me with something cool. Pat, yes or no? No. Next question. 1 minute now. Elijah, you're the kid who says, you forgot to give us homework. Shh. Anyways. What else we got here? Okay, Meteora has a great question. In what ways would you say your music improved? Great question. This will be the last question of the night, 100%. I'm going to actually not even look at the chat. Okay, thank you so much, Meteora. As far as my music goes, how it's improved, I would say I've trusted my ears more. A lot of times when I would listen to mixes and how things sound on recordings that I made, I would go, that sounds good to me, but I wouldn't compare it to other songs. I wouldn't say, oh, the drums are really quiet compared to this song. Or I wouldn't try to listen to it. I would listen to them isolated. Does that make sense? I would listen to them alone with no comparisons whatsoever. So the drums would be too quiet, or the crash would be like a really generic crash and it would sound repetitive, and I would just give up. I would say the two big things I would do differently if I could go back and re-record them, which I can. I would say is I would trust my ears more and decide if something is too quiet or too loud by listening to it, comparing it to other recordings and seeing what sounds good then. The second thing I would do is I would listen to my, I would not listen to my impatience. There is no time limit. When you are recording something and there is no deadline, there is no deadline. It'll be done when it's done. When you guys record stuff, I know a lot of people be like, I'm sick of working on this. I'm just going to release it as is. Don't do that. Give yourself some time to actually like really flesh it out, really develop it. You don't. I'm not saying take forever. What I'm saying is do it until you're happy, not satisfied. Happy. I am so happy with my new record. And of course, there's little things I wish I could change, but I don't think I have the capacity to. Not because I don't have time or patience. I just don't know how. And that's okay. I'll go back and fix it whenever I want to, eventually. But that's what I want to say. Give yourself time, and also make sure you trust your ears when you listen to it in comparison with other things. All right, you guys, I got to get off. It is 10:30. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know I can be kind of snarky with people, but that's just because, dang it, I can't have fun if I'm getting bored with stuff. I'm sorry. Anyways, if you guys are having a good time, please check out my my album. Click my name. We're about to hit 5,000 monthly listeners, which is huge for an independent artist like myself. If you guys got any information out of this, please subscribe. It helps out the show. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see about tomorrow. Might be a late show tomorrow. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are awesome. Red Label wants me to play school, and I'm going to school you in something. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And stay gnarly, everybody. Stay gnarly. I'll talk to your mom later. Okay. Bye, everybody.